General Jack Keane, Fox News senior strategic analyst. General, what are the challenges for the United States to secure the strait? Yeah, well, it's not without its challenges, but listen, we've been dealing with this thing for decades. I mean, even when I was a division commander in the 90s and a corps commander, that was one of our war plans that we exercised tabletop and got to the bottom of. When I was a four-star in the Pentagon in 2000s, we were exercising that plan. So these people that say, oh my, the Iranians kind of surprised us with the Straits of Hormuz. Give me a break. This has been part of our repertoire for years. Listen, Admiral Cooper, who you had there, discussing what's going down. But by the way, Jesse, I just want to compliment you. That's the best rundown I've seen since the war started on what we've been doing, systematically running down all of our capabilities and the objectives we're attacking. Well done here for you and your team. Thank you. But the reality is, on the Straits of Hormuz, we are going to take that by force and keep it open for as long as we have to be there to keep it open. And that is why we appealed for assistance, because we have warships who are doing offensive operations. We have warships who are doing defensive operations. And obviously we can spare some to do some escorting through the straits. But we needed help for others to come. And obviously now they are coming. And they're coming by the scores. Now we're up to 30 countries that want to help. So that's going to be very important. That operationally, we know how to do this. And what we've systematically been doing for about 12 to 14 days is taking down Iran's capability to interdict our ships. And what am I talking about there? Eliminating the small boats and mines that are part of their arsenal, eliminating the drones that can reach them, eliminating the anti-strike missiles that Iran has on its territory, and going even further in depth into other ballistic missiles and short-range missiles that can also influence shipping. So systematically, Admiral Cooper and his team have been doing that. And obviously that's just thrown into the huge collage of all the airstrikes that are being done. But very specific targeting here, so that the ability for Iran to retaliate to any consequential degree is denied them. It doesn't mean that they're not going to have capability to shoot a drone at us or take a shot at us. Certainly, that's possible. And that's what the warships are there for. They'll have defensive systems. And listen, Jesse, we're likely to strap on to those commercial ships also some counter-drone capability with drones themselves, and also likely some EW capability. We have some pretty sophisticated capability we've been using here in the war and also in Ukraine, where you separate the person that's transmitting the electronic message to a drone from the drone itself. And what happens is the drone falls to the ground. So there'll be defensive measures right at the point of contact, but in-depth measures taken to reduce their retaliation in terms of small boats laying mines and all the systems that they can have that could range that shipping. That is a comprehensive operation. We know how to do that. Admiral Cooper and his people are about doing that. And it's a fact. We will open by force the Straits of Hormuz, and we will keep it open. That is the path that we're on here, as well as taking down Iran's offensive capability. You're demonstrating that every night, what we're doing that. Remove their nuclear capability as well in its entirety. And we're also talking to them. And essentially, for the American people understand, what the Trump administration, whose eyes are wide open here in terms of Iran, they're liars, they're cheaters, we understand all of that. And what we're simply asking them to do is surrender the capabilities that they have that we are forcibly taking away from them. We're offering them that opportunity to do that. It's unlikely they will do that. And that is why the military option is being forcibly executed every single day. As of a couple of days ago, we need about 3 weeks to finish this on the American side, as well as the IDF side, systematically, deliberately. It's one of the remarkable success stories in American military history in terms of what we're dealing here. And I'm gratified to see you point out the lack of casualties that we have in terms of the numbers of casualties. It breaks our heart to have any casualties, and certainly any killed in action or even accidental deaths. But the reality is these casualties are very, very small by comparison to anything that we've done in the past. And why is that? because we took away early on their capability to retaliate consequentially. They wanted to do 25 and 50 salvos at a time, and they're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's about it. And occasionally they'll put together 10. But look at the casualties even in Israel. 14 dead, yeah? Comparison to what they have fired, and comparison to what they did during the 12-day war, which was twice that. So it's a remarkable operation in terms of what we're achieving through kinetic action, and also how we've been able to protect our forces, to protect the civilians in Israel, and to protect our allies and partners in the region. And they're doing a lot of that protection for themselves as well. Truly, truly an extraordinary operation. Yeah, absolutely. Particularly well led. And when the New York Times admits it, and you know it's true, because they had to pull that out of them with a lot of effort. General Jack Keane, thanks as always for your analysis. Spot on. Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.